What's up, guys? Welcome back to the build. Welcome back to the channel. Top of the video, I'm actually going to try and start the bike. So I'm going to go ahead and put the oil, the coolant, and the air filter in and see if this thing will fire up. I'm going to be using a Tusk air filter. Comes with a nice little pair of gloves so you don't get the oil on your hands. So I'm going to take the cage out and oil this up and put it back in. So I had to stop there, guys, because I'm actually getting a coolant leak. It's coming out of here. So I'm going to pull this piece out. I thought I maybe put the right O-ring in, but maybe I didn't. I'm going to pull that out and just recheck it and see what's going on there. So I got it filled up there, guys, and so far I'm not getting a leak anymore. So I think I found the problem. If you can see it, if it'll focus here. When I put the O-ring in, I must have just accidentally put it in wrong and I kind of pinched it. So it was in improperly, and when I tightened it in, it just squished it in the wrong spot. So that's where it was coming from, right in here. So I filled it up now. Everything's holding, it seems like. So I'm gonna tilt the bike side to side and try and just burp a little bit more air and then open it up and see if there's a little bit more room to fill the rads up. Okay, guys, so it's full of coolant now. As far as I can tell, there's no more leaks, but I'm definitely going to check it again before I start it. After you start these bikes for the first time, you want to open this up and have another look. Make sure no air burped around there and it went low a little bit. So there can always be air trapped in these hoses and stuff, so you want to check those out. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with oil. Alright, guys, so I'm on the oil change part of the service manual here, and I'll show you what kind of oil I use, but the viscosity is 10W30, 10W40, or 10W50. I'm going to be putting 1030 in it today because, as you can see here, from minus 10 Celsius to plus 30 Celsius, it's in that range. And in the capacity, the oil is, of course, completely dry because I rebuilt it, so I'm going to be adding a liter. Alright, guys, so this Rotella T4, this is what I use here. It's 10W30. It's good for wet clutches. I've never had an issue with it in my bike, so this is what I run. I run actually 1540 in my YZ250F, but I'm going to run 1040 in this bike. Alright, guys, so there's only one thing left to do, and that's throw some gas in it. And then I'm going to kick this thing over and see if it fires up for me. Alright, guys, so I got gas in it. I'm ready to start it. I'm going to get on the bike and I'm going to kick it over a few times. Quite a few times, actually, because I want to get oil going through the pump and just make sure it's getting where it needs to go if it does fire up, when it does fire up. So I'm going to jump on the bike now and see if this thing will go for me. I'm going to pull the choke on here, guys, just to give it its best chance of going when I do start kicking it. I'll give her a few kicks now and see if she'll go. Alright guys, so there it is. This thing is running, so that is freaking awesome. It took a few kicks to get going, but they usually do when you start these old 4-strokes when they're blown up. So I've never had it any different. They never start first kick or anything like that. But it's running great. I did have a little small oil leak. There was a couple little bolts I forgot to just tighten in just on the crush washers, but I got that figured out right away. Fired it back up again. This thing sounds awesome. It's running great. So now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the graphics. So I was watching the footage while I was editing there, guys, and I heard some kind of like a whistling noise or squealing or something coming out of the bike. So I fired it up again and had a listen. The sound seems to have disappeared, so I hope it was just like a little something on startup or whatever. Just kind of work itself in. I'm not sure what it was. Doesn't sound like it's making it anymore. So we're gonna go to the bench now and I'll show you the graphics kit. So here we go, guys. Split hooked it up again. So definitely check their website out. I'm gonna link them in the description there. And I got this kit here. So I've already made a video on this, and I've already made a video on putting the seat cover on. This is the another Thrill Seekers seat cover. I'll link them in the description and I'll put a card up here, but I'm just going to go ahead and time lapse this graphics install. Alright, so now that the graphics are on, this bike looks absolutely amazing, guys. So, as you can tell, I haven't put the seat cover on yet. I'm not going to put the seat cover on right now because I'll show you. It's on the bench here now. I ordered the wrong color, so as you can tell here, that is not going to go with the rest of the color scheme. It's going to ruin it. So I'm going to, well, actually I already have emailed Split to see if I can send this one back and exchange it. If I have to buy a new one, that's fine. But that's going to put a bit of a hold on the video for now. Alright guys, so I got the new seat cover in. It's been a few weeks here. You got to check out the difference in the seat covers. It looks night and day difference. So this is the original one I ordered. I ordered the light purple, which obviously is just not going to go with the scheme. So throw that one aside. I'll sell that with the bike. But this one here with the dark purple is going to absolutely go with everything. So I'm going to pull the seat off, and then I'm going to go ahead and start taking that old seat cover off. I'm probably just going to time lapse this all because I've already got a video showing how I put these seat covers on. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just time lapse it, and I'll show you something I got to fix here. So as you can see here, these rivets are just super loose. This one's fine here, but when I get the staples out, I'm going to have to peel the foam back and take them rivets out and put brand new ones in. Now that I got the seat cover off, the old one off, now I just peeled back this foam a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill those out and put new ones in. So I'm done with that now, guys. So I put a couple of little washers in there, because the plastic was starting to get a little bit hogged out, so I put some washers in there so I can have a hard surface to put the rivets on. So now this is all nice and solid. So now I can continue with the replacing the seat cover. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive in here just to make sure that sticks on there nice. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the build series on this 2012 Kx250F. If you followed along from the beginning, first of all, thank you. And you know how far this bike came along? This bike was complete garbage. The top end was trash on it. All around the bike was just generally clapped out, so it's come a long way. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell, because there's going to be more coming along in the future, so watch out for that. And I'll leave you guys with some footage of the bike running.